loaded up. I'm ready to do my next trip. I'm going back to Knon, and if you looked at my last video where I explained I cut it short, I cut it short because the weather turned and I hadn't been out in the canoe for over a year, and the waves were getting a little bit naughty, and I wasn't sure, so I basically cut it short, come home and re-plan for when the weather's picked up, which it has done, and it's looking glorious. The weather's been superb, sunny, bright, just a slight breeze. It'll probably be slightly more on the lake, but now I'm back in, I've had another go in the canoe, I feel a bit more confident, so I think we'll be good to go. Right, so basically, as you can see on the top, I've got my canoe. It's a 14-foot venture canoe, Ranger 14 it's called. Brilliant canoe. It's a cheap, cheaper end of the market. I think I paid just under 700 quid for it. But to be honest, it's perfect for what I need. I mean, it's strong. It's been bounced over all sorts of rocks, and it just keeps coming back. And it's plenty big enough, and it can take loads of weight, which is obviously an advantage because I'm a fat git and I carry lots of stuff. Hi guys, I'm actually on the track now here. It's a fair distance now. I'm basically going to do a big loop over like this and then up to the lake. And I must say, so far it's holding off. I mean, it's just doing well. It's a little bit hot, top heavy, you can feel it there, kind of thing, but it's nothing to worry about, certainly. So now I'm going to head off down here, and yeah, we'll see what we can see. Oh, I don't know if you can see that over my shoulder. That's basically my back garden. Obviously it isn't my back garden, but it's my playground anyway. And here is the Knon Valley. My last effort at coming here, which I cut short, will recognise where I am now. Probably this is where I stopped with the car before. I'm going to put in here again. It's the perfect put-in point, to be honest. It's nice and low to the water. I can get my kit in the boat easy. The only thing I need to do now is find somewhere I can plug this bike away and lock it up. There's not a lot there's hardly any crime here, but you can never be too careful, and what I don't want to do is come back and find my bike missing. Right then, well that's me set. There's a canoe in the water, and basically, like before, heading off that way, out this inlet, or outlet, and yeah, we're going, I'm going to head the other way this time, purely because there's two big islands. There might be more than that, but there's a couple of big islands that way behind me, and I'd like to go and have a look at them. They're a bit bigger, they might be better for camping on. Damn, it's hot today. Not entirely sure how hot. I'll switch on my backtrack and that'll tell me, but it feels pretty warm. Bike's all camoed up. Passing vehicles, people walking past hopefully won't see it. They shouldn't do. And like I say, this is pretty quiet around here, so anyway, I'm going to push off. Right guys, well as I said, it's quite warm today. The lake is up in the pond, which we'll see in a minute. 28 degrees apparently, Celsius. Not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, I know it's silly about it. 28 degrees, pretty warm. Yeah, so I need to get moving, get out on the cold lake and cool down a bit, I think. So quick check, nothing forgotten. I'll catch you later. imagined it to be a lot busier, to be honest, at the moment. What with the weather being nice and being the height of summer. But even these, just to your right, as you're looking at me, there's a sort of cottage, cabin kind of thing. There's no one in it. I mean, how could you own something like this and not want to come in? Look at it. You can see behind me how calm it is. Even looking out onto the lake, it's just mill pond now. So I'm really hoping this holds, at least for today. I know tomorrow it's meant to, there's a chance of rain, but I think the wind is meant to stay pretty calm, so a little bit of rain I'm not so bothered about. But it gets a little bit too windy, it makes it sort of, to be honest, it does take a bit of fun out of it, if I'm honest. Yeah, so like I said, if you didn't watch my last one, this is kind of a repeat of that, except I'll be here for a bit longer. I had meant to come here for longer before, but like I said earlier, it's weather changed and it wasn't much fun anymore. To be honest, I'd rather bin it and then come back and enjoy myself than stay and have a miserable time. So that's what I chose to do. Oh, there we go. Almost caught up with them. Never mind. Well, annoyingly, as is always the way, I'm in the middle of a lake, I've got a fly that will not leave my head alone. It's really beginning to get on my nerves. Yeah, he's on my arm, look, you little git. Was on my arm. There's another one now. Jesus Christ. Right. This calls for chemical warfare. I don't know what you guys out there use, but what I've used all of this summer, all of last summer, since we got here, is this stuff. It's called Wilmer's Nordic Summer, and it's basically like a fermented spruce tar. It smells like wood smoke. I actually really like the smell. A lot of people don't. But if you don't want mosquitoes and flies and horse flies as well, especially because they bite like a bugger. If you don't want them annoying you all the time, and let's be honest, who would? Just smear this on. It's not noticeable when you put it on, but it looks like that. It's like boot polish. And you just rub your fingers on and you rub it all over your skin. Exposed bits of flesh. To be honest, I've even rubbed it into my hat. Not this hat, but another hat that I wear when I'm working around in the garden and stuff. And it seems to work. They still fly around you, to be honest, but mosquitoes won't land and bite, nor will horseflies. And obviously, as they fly around your head, yeah, it's annoying, but as long as they're not biting you, it's not so bad. When they start biting and stuff, it's just uncomfortable. So prevention better than cure and all that. Just smell for a little while. You always wash it off, you know, it doesn't stain. Right, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this island again, the one I went to last time. Got a cup of tea, I think. A little paddle maybe. And yeah, and then I might sit down and think about where I want to go next. Right then, well, I've landed on the island. You can see the view. Basically, my plan is to basically do a bit of a circle. So I'm going to head over to this island here, which is the one with the house on it. I'm then going to cut across to another island, just directly in front, just there, you can see it. And from there I'm going to come down here. Up there, where my fingers are pointing, here there's another island. That's the island I'm heading for. Yeah, I'm going to get a brew on, I think, because a little bit parched. I've only paddled a little way, but I like to start the day with a cup of tea. Certainly paddling, so yeah, I'll get her on. I don't remember, I don't know if you remember watching my last video, there was a blueberry, only the one, but I had a little scout around this island, and this time the little buggers are everywhere, and they are just beautiful flavour. So sweet. Yeah, there's hundreds of them, thousands of them there are. And I'll certainly get enough vitamins this weekend. Right, just for the purposes of demonstration, because we all have a how you get your fire started video on YouTube. Like I say, I'm going to use this. The old man's beard. Yeah. So basically, bit of a killer on the old knees, I must say. So a bit of dried birch bark, break that down into some strips just to make it a little bit easier initially. Like that. And basically what I tend to do to make it a bit easier is I'll make a bed of bark. So let me just take this camera using this bit of bark will make the bed. That way I can pick it up, pop it in the pot. So, old man's beard. Alright, that's lit. So, roll that up on the bark, pop it in there, and then just put your bits of birch bark on top. Obviously they'll catch because birch bark is about the greatest thing ever invented. And then once that's going, which you can see it is, in a minute, you can see the smoke anyway. Just pop that on the top, direct it so the breeze is as you want it. You can see the flame in there actually, and that's catching. Once it's caught, you just get a bunch of dried twigs really, drop them in. Being careful not to put them in the spout on the top there. You don't want twigs in there obviously. Put that in there. Just be careful when you're using these. When they flare up, the flames will come right out the top of the thing, which obviously will burn itself. And there we go. Just go like a cracker. Got a few more twigs in there. We're smoking this much because there's a lot of moss on the sticks, but I'm not really concerned about that. Turn it on the end slightly. Very easy to control though, very easy to control. It'll take no time at all to come to the boil. getting there. Water's starting to steam. It's always a good sign. Lots of flames coming out the top now. That wood's finally caught. It's actually pretty good because I'm getting a. You might be able to slow it down and see it, but basically it's the hot gases are reigniting about 4 or 5 inches above the flames, so they're coming out the gases and then reigniting again. You get these little puffs of smoke and fire. It's pretty cool. I slightly changed my coffee thing. I've got a big iron now because in my previous video, which I cut out for editing purposes, I dropped the damn filter in and ended up with gritty coffee, but there you go. But this one is a lot bigger and sits right over the top of my cup. I'm getting a few bubbles now, and that's been a couple of minutes. Yeah, it'll be boiled in a minute. Coffee in the cup. Nice strong coffee. What's going on? To be honest, there's not really anything much more pleasurable, I don't think, than this. There's obviously one thing, but we won't go into that. But just to sit here at the water's edge, there is no one else here. I mean, there's a couple of people over on the mainland sort of thing, but all that way, there's nothing. There's the Knon, the town, is right at the end. I mean, you can't call it a town, it's a hamlet of about 7 houses, I think. There's a whole lot of nothing there. You can't hear anything. I imagine the only noise that's unnatural here is me at the moment. You see, it's really pretty, it really is nice. But anyway, my water is boiling. I think it's been about 4 minutes. Give or take. I'll let you lot work that out. It's also unreal. What I would say about these Kelly kettles quickly is that don't overfill them. If you do get one, don't overfill them. Where it basically you want to be about an inch or so below the spout. Purely because when it boils, if you're not paying attention, it boils over. And yeah, and obviously A, it'll put your fire out, quite possibly, but also it'll make a bloody mess. So I would recommend doing it at least an inch below where you want it. Otherwise you just end up with a mess. You can see the flames coming out here. I think yeah, the water's bubbling quite nicely. And also when you pull them off, be a bit careful, especially this one that ain't got a handle. Just make sure that the sticks and everything drop back into the bowl and not on the floor. Chuck that in there. Nice. smells fantastic. I really don't think you can beat the fresh coffee. It's just fantastic stuff. Look at that! Lovely. Well, that was pleasant. Just went for a nice swim. The water was about 17, 18 degrees, I think, maybe a little bit warmer than that. Really nice to swim in. And for me, that's part and parcel of these kind of trips. You know, you come somewhere and there isn't anyone else, and basically get your kit off and go swimming. And let's be frank, if anyone wants to stare at me, then by all means. Believe me, you won't want to be staring for very long. So, yeah, that's part and parcel for me, really. You know, just get that whole getting back to nature kind of feeling, you know. So yeah, very nice. Right, well, so far my lunch, or this will be my lunch for today, because I had quite a big bowl of breakfast. So I'm tucking into these. And those of you who don't speak Swedish, but basically this is beer sausage. Doesn't mean it's got beer in it, unfortunately, but it's basically to go with beer, you know. And a bit like biltong kind of thing, you know, you have it with your drink. And basically these ones are like a salami sausage, there you go, but they're packed with like a kick-ass chilli, and chilli and cayenne apparently, which is yeah, very spicy, and coupled with a hot cup of coffee. So yeah, good combination. So that's my lunch for today, and then tonight I've just got some chilli. Although I did also bring some pasta, which we had for dinner last night, left over some of that, so that should be nice. So yeah, a bit of a mixture I think. So anyway, I'm going to finish up what I'm doing now, like eating and drinking, and then I'm going to head off north to these other two islands down the other end, and check them out for my pitch tonight. Right guys, well annoyingly, my backtrack, I thought I'd set it on the track to sort of make a log of the route I've done. Hadn't actually started logging bugger all till now. So unfortunately the first part of my trip hasn't been recorded on that anyway. But there you go. Note to self, read the bloody instructions. Right. Well, I'm currently doing about 5 kilometres an hour. 6 kilometres an hour now. Currently heading pretty much due north to the islands that I'm heading for. Still really calm. What I do, I'm going to spin the camera out so you have a look at it. That's the island called... It's got a name. That's the one I'm heading for. Which is quite small. And then beyond that there's another 2 islands further up the lake, which is the 2 that I'm interested in looking at for camping. So yeah, I'll head on and talk to you later. I must say, considering I'm in the middle of a bloody lake, the flies are just doing my head in. Even with a creamer, I mean, they're not landing on me particularly. Jesus, they're a pain. Buzzing around, and I'm at least, well, I've got to be 100 metres from the shore on the left. About, I'm pushing 600-700 metres to the shore on the right, and they're still here. Proper pain in the arse. You get a real feeling of deep water lake on this one. I've been on some small lakes in England before we left. And, no, this feels deep. You know, you look down, it's just black, inky black. kind of imagine all sorts of nasties lurking, but no, obviously there isn't. Is there? I mean, I know there's trout and there's salmon, God knows what else. I'm not a fisherman by any means of the word. Generally when I go fishing I catch twigs. I have bought a fishing rod, so I might give that a go a bit later maybe. Now, under instruction from my wife, by the way, she told me two things for this trip. First one was to speak up. I'm always a bit self-conscious really when I'm talking to camera. Although there's no one here, I still always think, you know, oh God, what if someone listens to me or can hear me shouting into a camera? But I'll do my best. I'm going to try and talk up a little bit, and hopefully you can hear me a bit better. It's only the built-in camera I've got on this thing, and I've got no way of plugging in a sort of external camera, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, never mind. The other thing she said is stop sniffing. I know I'm really guilty of that when I'm talking to camera. I don't know what it is. It's not like I've got a bloody runny nose or cold or anything. It's just a habit, and it's a bad habit, I know. So I shall endeavour not to sniff. So I might have to do the odd sniff. You know, when you've got a nose like mine, you might as well use it. That's what I say. I did want to mention a few people actually. Since I got here, I suppose like anybody that emigrates, you sort of get little pangs of sort of missing where you come from, kind of thing. And yeah, there's a few channels, YouTube people that I want to say hello to really. I've subscribed to quite a few now, and a couple in particular have sort of really grabbed my attention. One being Ben Coulter. I hope I say your name right. He does a lot of reviews. He gets out and about. Bloody fly. I enjoy his channel. He's got a good sense of humour on him. He's written a couple of books, but yeah, he does some good stuff actually, and he gets out and about. And I know how he feels. I mean, you can see it on his videos when he's filming. He's always on the look. You know, he's looking around, checking out, making sure there's no one about, because that's the trouble with the UK. And you know, if you go camping, especially wild camping, you know, and you're not on a campsite as it were, you have to be wary all the time. There's so many idiots about that would seem to get pleasure out of making other people's lives a misery. That really winds me up. But anyway, you know, thanks for him. I think he does a good job. He does some good videos. The other one's Mindwise Man. Pete, his name is Maverick Outdoors. Yeah, he does some good stuff. He does a lot of canoeing on the Thames. I'm guessing he lives over that way somewhere. And, like Reading, I think it is, maybe. And I've paddled nearly everywhere he's been. I've been. Now, I like your videos. Your dog's great as well. Yeah, you do some good stuff. Breakfast of Champions, I like that in the tin. I always got that all day breakfast, although I'm down to my last two from the UK. You can't buy them here, they don't sell it. So it's a travesty. And Maddie the Goose, I imagine most people that are into canoeing and camping will have heard of Maddie the Goose on YouTube. Maddie's the dog, by the way. And he does some wicked videos in Canada and that. Yeah, he really gets about, and he gave me a lot of the inspiration for doing these kind of trips, because they're proper wilderness trips, and yeah, great fun. Just to say thanks to all of those guys. Yeah, you give me some good ideas. You know, I think you need to get out and about. I mean, there's a few websites that I enjoy reading. Half of the Paddle is one of them, halfofthepaddle.co.uk, and their sort of motto is get out and stay out. I wish we could, Runs down through Gloucestershire and that. And yeah, that's actually really nice to paddle on the River Wye. If you get an opportunity, if you live in the UK, go on the River Wye. You can wild camp. There are spots for wild camp. You're not supposed to, once again, but you can. Do it properly and be sensible, and you get away with it. Obviously here I don't have that issue. I can go where I like, camp where I like. So yeah, I don't have the issue of idiots spoiling my day out either. Right, well I'm almost up to the island. Currently at 1.9 kilometres from the last island, so I'm guessing it'll be about 2 kilometres, give or take. Sorry about the sniff. Yeah, it's about 2 kilometres from the first island to this one. Still like a mill pond here, it's just gorgeous. You can see it in front of the canoe. Just nothing. Now this side of the island is quite steep. It's up, you kind of see. The flies are still really annoying me. There you go. So I think I might swing round to the right here. So I'll just skirt around the island and see if there's a decent spot I can pull up on. If anyone's got any suggestions about cutting down on wind noise, please leave a comment for me. Because the only thing I've seen on available, I'm always happy to make stuff, but the only thing I've seen available is like a hairy thing that sticks to the front. But on this camera it's not much good because it's microphone pickups are on either side of the light. You've got 2 small ones either side of the light in the middle. Now obviously if I need the light on at night or anything, it'll block that up. So if anyone's got any ideas, please let me know. It's quite a close knit of trees. I mean that's the beauty of this country. The forests are primarily boreal, so pine and birch. They tend to be nice and straight, perfect width for hammocks. Not much good for tents, I must say. It can be a little bit too bouldery, to be honest. But what I would suggest, if you're coming in the summer to camp, like wild camp like I am, use a hammock. They're just more practical for this terrain. I'll show you, but the rocks, the ground's basically a layer of boulders, and to put a tent up is a bit of a pain, to be honest. It's getting a bit rocky here. This looks pretty good actually. I think I might use this one for today. And you'll see what I mean about the boulders. You can probably see them, but it just makes pitching a tent a real pain, because obviously with a tent you need a footprint, flat footprint. And I think you'd struggle, to be honest. So hammocks are by far the best thing. Well, it is pretty bang on actually. It's looking good for tonight. One thing I would just like to ask, right? If you're going to go fishing, take your lures away. Don't leave them lying around. You know, despite the fact that birds and that, you know, swans and things will eat these, or might get them caught up in their feathers or legs or whatever. In fact, I could have trodden on that. Now, you know, that'd hurt if that got stuck in my foot. So clean up your crap. Right then, let's have a little look around the island anyway. Changed in. Oh, hang on. Changed into my sexy wellies. To be honest, I don't normally bother. I normally just wear my boat deck shoe kind of things, but I thought I'd bring my wellies this time. A, it's due to rain, and B, last time I came I was only wearing those and trodden something sharp and it hurt a little bit. I thought I'd bring something a bit more substantial. I would never go canoeing in my wellies. There's a perfectly good reason for that. And, any canoeist that really knows what they're on about will tell you the same. If you go in the drink, they'll fill up with water and drag you to the bottom and you'll die. But no, seriously, don't wear wellies when you're paddling in a canoe, because if you do fall out and they do fill up, they become very heavy and they're very hard to get off when they fill up with water.